All right guys, so super excited to show you Hanna Instruments. This is something that I've used personally for a number of years. They're an Italian company. They specialize in all sorts of testing equipment, giving you near lab grade results. In today's video, I'm going to show you the different tests that we have available, and I'm going to do 3 different types of tests because they do require a little bit different procedures, so you'll fully understand how to use these tests when you take them home. So the Hanna tests, you can pretty much divide into 3 groups. There's going to be the type that you put in your liquid, you press the button again, and it'll give you the reading. It's a single press. You have a second type that you have to do your first test with no reagents, and then you press and hold, and the button becomes a timer. And that may take anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes, depending on the test, before it gives you the result. And then there's a third type of test that you do need to put in the vial and add reagents to it in a couple of steps in order to get you those readings. I'm going to be covering one test from each to make sure you see how it works. The nice thing about the Hanna test, that if you learn how these processes work, it'll be so easy for you to pick up any of their other tests because they all follow the same format. Now, the other thing I wanted to note is when you get a Hanna test, you get the nice box, and you get the tester, you get 2 vials, and you're also going to get an initial supply of the reagents, pipette, and syringes. It's all included into your kit. What's nice is when you run out of reagents, you can just pick up the refills, and they're very affordable, and they will always supply you with a clean new syringe for you to use. If it's powders, they will supply you. All the powders are individually packaged. So the first test that we're going to do is going to be alkalinity. That's one of the most simplest tests, and the way this works, we fill it in with water, you put it in, it does a zeroed out reading. In other words, what does the reading look like without adding any of the chemical? We add the chemical, press the button again, and it'll give you the reading, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So it's important to note that with these syringes, you have to use this piece over here. And when it tells you to fill in to whatever it tells you, 1 ml, it becomes the bottom part of the plunger to the line. Not to here, not here, but that bottom part of the plunger needs to be to the line, and that'll give you the right amount. It's going to fill this part with fluid. It's not going to fill this part. This is just going to be filled with air. But this is required to give you a accurate measurement. So very important. If it tells you 1 ml, you're going to take it all the way to here. The way these are graduated is that the 1 ml is down here. You know, the 0.1 ml is over here. So the way this works is like that. So the first part we're going to do is turn on the tester, wait until it says C1. That means it's ready to take in the testing. These are 10 ml curvettes, and even though I clean these with deionized water, I always prefer to rinse them at least once to get rid of any remnants that I may have had. The next step, you want to make sure you wipe the curvette of any drops on the outside. And you see these bubbles? You want to get rid of them. And you just tilt this back and forth until you get rid of those bubbles. You're going to put that in, close the top, and hit. And right now what it's doing, it's resetting itself and taking a measurement of where this is at. Now it's telling me go ahead and add the second. And this is where we're going to pull the plunger all the way up to here. Right now, for everybody following at home, we're doing alkalinity, and you're gonna put it in here, and it's a single press. And it's gonna tell us what our alkalinity is at. So the alkalinity is at 9.1. Okay, it's a little bit high on the alkalinity. Corals are doing good. So now we're going to see what the other test results are. Okay, next up we're going to do the phosphate. And there's two types of phosphates. The one that is ppm or ppb. The ppb was more popular years ago when they were trying to get parts per billion in phosphate. Now the trend is to measure parts per million, because we found out that amount of phosphate is good in a reef tank. One of the things always do, fill in and clean your flasks. Now, the phosphate and nitrate and some of the other tests require a timer sequence, and I'm going to show you how that is done. So the first part we are doing is filling in our curvette with water. Make sure that you wipe the outside. Make sure you get rid of the air bubbles. And you turn on the system. Let it power on. And now it's telling you to put it in there. So the first part, you just tap the button like normal until it gives you C2. This is where the critical part. Some of these require you to use a powder, and it's going to come into a package like this. I'm going to recommend that you kind of shake to get all the powder down at the bottom, and you should follow the cutting lines like this. Now, there is a little curved section here. It will make it a lot easier to fill it if you follow the curved lines. When you open it, kind of push in like this, so this gives you a nice spout. You're going to have to shake multiple times until you get that dissolved, and you don't want air bubbles in there. So slowing down the tilting of the vial will eliminate your bubbles. Now, this is a timed test. So once you put it in there, you close, you don't just tap the button. You press and hold until you get a timer. And this is a countdown timer. It'll tell you how many minutes before the test is ready. Now, as it's about to show the results. There you have it, and phosphate is at 0.04. So the next test is going to be for calcium. And this is probably one of the more complicated tests that Hanna has, because it involves a couple of things. One, you do need deionized water. It's very important. Don't use regular RO water. It has to be deionized water. So this is my little cup of deionized water. You're also going to need your seawater from your tank. And it comes with a couple of things. It comes with a pipette here. It comes with a syringe. And it comes with both a liquid and a powder. So one of the first things we have to do is to clean this with deionized water. And right now I am flushing this with deionized water to make sure we get rid of any impurities. So now the first part is that we are going to put 1 ml of reagent A. From earlier in the video, we showed you that you take the plunger all the way up to the 1 ml. Now you're going to take your pipette of deionized water, and you need to fill with deionized water up to the 10 ml line. Make sure it's filled to the 10 ml line. Now turn on your tester until it says C1. In this case, it's telling me the battery is low. Using the screwdriver, you can actually replace the battery. So we're going to show you this on video, how to replace a battery on this as well. To change the battery, you're going to remove the screw here. Make sure you don't lose it. Now this has a digital connector over here. So when you pull this, you're gonna have to pull it straight out, and that connector plugs in there. It uses a AAA battery. All right, so our machine is ready. It says press C1. We're gonna put this in there and let it do its thing until it tells us for step 2. All right, now we're ready to add our second part of the test. Open, and this is something new that you guys don't have in any of the other tests, and this is how you bring the liquid in. This is a plunger that has 2 steps. Once you go in, that's the first step, and then the second step. To take in liquid, you only go up to the first step. You release. Now here we're gonna waste and flush this out. You push, and then you push all the way to the second step to completely clear it. I like doing this 3 times to clear it out. Release, and push in all the way. And this way, it gives you the exact measurement. So this requires that we do 1 measure of your salt water from your tank, and you're gonna push the plunger all the way in to get rid of every last drop. And then the last part is, there is a reagent, dry reagent that we need to use. And now that's our reading. All right, guys, so this concludes our video on how to use the all-new Hanna test kits that we are carrying here at the store. A couple things, we do offer single tests here at the store. If you want to come in here at the store and you want to get a Hanna test kit in addition to our API spin test, we do offer the Hanna single test. And we'll more than gladly show you how to use these at the store. We carry the refills, we carry the products. You can find the link, you know, here in the QR code. Check these guys out. Now, please use the comments if you like, you know, you have questions about them, or you want us to do another type of test with them in the future. As always, we appreciate you watching, appreciate your business, and remember to like, share, and subscribe to more videos like this. And happy fish keeping, and have a great day, guys.